if you really think about it, if I have a dual personality and I say each one is this individual, it's like its individual own being, does that mean if I drive, I can use the carpooling because I identify as two separate beings? You know what? Next time I use the carpooling, and if I ever get pulled over, I'm gonna just say, "Excuse me, officer. What do you mean? I'm two people." Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Heartgold. Um, it's gonna be more or less the same thing, just a lot of grinding. I suppose I should start doing some gym battles, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. Stay, don't stay, watch, don't watch. I don't really care. I want to talk about. I recently watched Toy Story 5, and I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Though, what I don't understand is a few things that kind of, I guess, ticked me off a little. First of all, I know a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, should end at Toy Story 3. It should have ended there." And I'm like, I want to say this to those people: shut up. I will always welcome more Toy Story content. It's one of my favorite franchises. It's hilarious. It's well animated. It has a good storyline. So if you're one of those few people in the world that want to prevent more Toy Story stories, I'm coming after you. Besides that, though, I thought it was a really fantastic movie. It's definitely more Toy Story 4 and Toy Story 5. I guess Toy Story 5, it's definitely more hyper focused on like an individual character rather than whereas the other Toy Stories had like, they will still focus on a character, but the other characters did, have their parts. I didn't know this, but apparently the voice actor for Mr. Potato Head passed away. And I don't know if this is a fact or not. I may be wrong, but apparently for some of the Mr. Potato Head's lines, they reuse some of his original voice from previous recordings and movies, and they just kind of put it together, so it made it seem like it was he was still speaking, which was pretty interesting. I didn't know they could do that, but I didn't even know he passed away, unfortunately. But damn. But yeah, it was actually a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did impulsively bought one of those popcorn things where they're trying to promote the movie and they give you the popcorn case. I bought one of the Buzz Lightyear, and that cost me $50, and I still have it in my room. It's just literally there collecting dust, but it was definitely an impulsive purchase. Yeah. Toy Story 5 though. Okay, as a movie, animation, it was always, amazing. I had no issues with the animation. The storyline was, it's definitely hard to give it the top 3 spot, obviously. Though, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't. Maybe it's just because of my bias, but the storyline, it was good, but it didn't. Actually no, I have no complaints. I was trying to think of one, but I don't have complaints. But if I were to rank it 1 through 5, I think Toy Story 5 would actually be either in number 4 or number 5. I don't know, there are some aspects where I did think it was better than Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 4 had its own magic to it, so I can't say it was 100% better than Toy Story 5. Though, give or take. But my ranking for Toy Story, from number 1 would be Toy Story 1, and Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3. It's definitely in sequential order of when they were released. If I'm being honest, I enjoy all 5 of those movies. I'll probably do a little binge on it later on this week, because it is, believe it or not, it's almost 4th of July, so That's when a lot of takeovers happen and a lot of people get access to fireworks somehow. But yeah, it's definitely a good movie. Yeah. Um, I I know when Toy Story 4 released, a lot of people were saying like, they should, they shouldn't have done it. Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending, and I get that Toy Story 3 had a good ending. It was the end of Andy's time with the toys, but you know, there's a whole new storyline with the Bonnie character, and I'm like, no, we can still continue the story. It may have had a good ending, but it wasn't the ending. You know what I mean? There's still a lot of stories you can go with the Bonnie character. Um, and there's still a lot of stories that haven't been fully explored. Like apparently, I don't know if this is true. Someone fact check me if I'm wrong or not. But apparently, you know, I didn't notice till today actually. But Mr. Potato Head, the whole concept of that toy was the company would sell the parts, like the eyes, the mouth, the shoes, and you would shove it inside like an actual potato, and then the kids would play for it, and then once they're done playing it, then you would cook it. I didn't know that was a thing, and then I guess like they made it like they confirmed it, I guess, in Toy Story 3 when Mr. Potato Head comes back with that slim cucumber body and tortilla body. Oh, that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was. Oh man, Toy Stories. I will say though, Toy Story 3 and 4 did have like pretty sad endings. Not like, oh, it broke your heart. More like, oh, it's like kind of a saying a goodbye sad. You feel a little sad when you say goodbye to your friends, knowing that you won't see them ever again, or it will be like a long time you see them again. It's like that kind of sad. That's what Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 were. Toy Story 5 didn't actually have a sad ending. It actually had like a happy ending, which felt good because it's been a good while since we had a happy ending to the story. So I'm all for it, But yeah. Anyways, those are my thoughts about Toy Story. So I'm gonna move on because I don't want to keep repeating myself. I am excited about the Ice Age movie. I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard it's coming out. And even though Ice Age, isn't as strong as a franchise as Toy Story, I'll always be happy to watch Ice Age. Ice Age 1, Ice Age 2, and Ice Age 3. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ice Age 1 is a classic because it's the original. It was pretty cool to watch. Ice Age 2 wasn't that interesting to me. I know they introduced the possums and Ellie, the wife, but to me it just, I don't know. It just the storyline was good. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't click with me. I guess I watch it, but it's not like it's like the top of the Ice Age movies. Ice Age 3 was pretty funny. And Ice Age 4, I liked it. Mainly because the boats, even though it was just a huge chunk of ice. And Ice Age 5 was the asteroid one, if I remember correctly. That one was just weird. I don't know if I liked it or not. I mean, I liked it because of the little squirrel rat, whatever that thing is called, that's always chasing its acorn. But the whole storyline was just kind of weird to me. It was funny, but it was just like, oh, okay. It's like something you just watch one time and you're just like, okay, well, that was it for me. Yeah. But for me, Ice Age, I don't think, if I'm comparing Ice Age and Toy Story, I do not think that Ice Age is a fair comparison to Toy Story. Because Toy Story, regardless of what you think, all 5 of them are pretty good. Ice Age, it's like, it's a good franchise. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's up to the. I don't think it's at the same level as Toy Story. But I'm not a movie critic, so what am I to say? You know what? Maybe I should be a movie critic, or maybe I should be a critic, and then and then I can just like snack for a living. Oh, you know how fun that would be. No, I don't. Critics. I don't. Man, I don't know how that became a whole thing. Because at the end of the day, everyone's gonna have a different opinion, right? Like, maybe for one person, a piece of noodles tastes wonderful, right? But to another person, it's just like, oh, it's just whatever to me. Everyone has their own sense of taste, style, experience. So, critics, their whole job is just, I don't know. Like, I see reviews on like restaurants I want to go to, and granted, most of them are not professional critics, but it's the same thing, right? It's their opinion. And, I've went to a few restaurants where they said the food was terrible, but to me, the food was freaking good. I don't know what they're talking about. maybe, maybe they're just trying to grab a free meal or something. I don't know, but I don't know. That's why I usually like if there's an overwhelming amount of like negative criticism, the same or the same or similar comment. I'm like, okay, maybe they're onto something. Maybe this place isn't as good as it seems. But if it's like a handful of people with like different, ooh, I think my computer froze. Oh well, I'm not gonna redo this recording. It's already late. But if there's like a handful of people, and the negative criticism is not as consistent, then maybe it's just one bad experience, or someone's just trying to get a free meal, or just attention. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling. It is 10:47 on a Sunday, and I have to get up at 5 in the morning to get to work at 6. Man, as kids, we were always excited to grow up, because as a kid, you view adults as having the ability to do something on their own, right? Because when you're a kid, most of the times you're asking your parents or your older siblings to take you places, buy you stuff, this and that, and then you see adults just doing it whenever they want to. So as a kid, being an adult seems so enticing, so exciting, and then adulthood hits, and then it's nothing but bills, stress, worrying about the future, finances, and then as an adult you start paying more attention to the world and the world situation, and how there's so many different ideas, but for some reason instead of talking it out as adults, having a proper conversation, it's more like I want to be right. It's that you see a lot of people like with that mindset of like, I want to be right and my way's right. If you disagree with me, that means you're wrong and you're hateful and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm saying. This is a Pokemon video. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, just forget whatever I just said. Yeah, it's pretty interesting though. I don't know. And you see people here and there. Everyone has their own set of opinions. But obviously, you're not always gonna agree with people. But I guess within my friend group, there's a lot of difference of opinions, right? The way we view the world, the way we see religion, life, family, and stuff like that. Like, everyone in my friend group sees a bit differently. But I don't think that ever, like, stopped us from being, like, close friends, brothers and sisters. We never, like, judged one another just based off, how, they saw the world. I mean, we may make fun of them, but it's just out of love. How you make fun of your boys and girls, you tease them, but it's never out of like pain or anything or harm, So it's I guess because of the way I hang around with my friends, it's just always a little weird, seeing the world's arguing just because they have like a different set of opinions, And it's more like whole argument things these days. It's more like they want to be right, at all, no matter like what happens. It's their way or no way, which is a pretty bad mentality to have, but unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. Oh yeah, this video was just supposed to be a Toy Story, but I am seem to have rambled off again. I guess that's the entirety of this channel, just me rambling off about nothing. I suppose I could just talk about Pokemon, but I mean, the footage right now is just me just battling trainers, and it's gonna be kind of repetitive, just me going over and over again. So I don't think I would watch that. I think I'd like watching game footage, but I don't want to like hear you talk about the game footage. Like tell me something I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean sometimes I like it because I watch it for like tutorial stuff, but I mean I guess you can just look it up these days. I don't know. I did hear though they're going to release Cars around September again for its 20th anniversary. I am very excited to go watch that, and I do want to watch that 4DX, mainly because I watched Shrek in 4DX, and I really enjoyed watching Shrek in 4DX. So imagine Cars in 4DX. Oh, that would be so fun. Oh. Though I will recommend that you don't order a lot of food because the seats do move a bit. It moves a lot more than I thought it would. So I did spill some popcorn here and there, which may not seem like much, but movie theater popcorn is expensive. So if I'm buying something from the movie theater, I'm gonna shove my face the whole thing. I'm not gonna waste a single dollar on that overpriced popcorn. Speaking of overpriced popcorn, recently, one of our friends invited me to like a movie night, I guess. It was kind of like preparation for shoot, I don't even know. I think she wanted to watch Ponyo or something, which was a pretty cool movie. It's animated, one of those old animation styles. So it was pretty exciting, but anyways, she bought popcorn and then she charged everyone $15. And at first I was like, oh, you're joking, right? You invited us, we're the guests, like, no, she was like, nah, I'm gonna charge you $15 for a bowl of popcorn. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna pay for that, because I see the popcorn she bought. It's the same ones you get at Costco, and you just microwave that separate. So I'm like, you ain't gonna hustle me. No one's gonna hustle me like this. So eventually we talked it out, and then we decided, hey, we understand you're going to do financial stuff, but we ain't gonna charge everyone here $15 for a cheap bowl of popcorn. So we just sat down, talked it out, we had a nice time watching Ponyo. Ponyo was a really fun movie. I really liked it. The animation is phenomenal. I can't get over that animation style. And then I started watching like more films, kind of like using the hand-drawn animation, and it's so amazing to me. I like the patience to do that and the skills to do that. I personally don't have neither the patience nor the skill. Right? Maybe if it's like a 3D model like using like CAD software like Fusion or SolidWorks, maybe I can get away with it, but no, the skill and time it takes to do all that, it's just, oh my god, that's Suicune? Oh, that's so cool, that's Suicune actually. Hey, boy, Suicune. Anyways, oh, it's this dude. What do you say? Blah, blah. Oh, okay, he just... Huh. For a hilly place. I think I know where this is, but I don't want to say because I'm not sure if I'm correct. But, damn, I literally lost my train of thought. Huh. Well, I'm not gonna try to force it because I don't want to remember it. Um, but yeah, Ponyo was a pretty good movie. Oh, there you go, I remember it. It was Ponyo. And then, oh yeah, and then watching like cinema movies that are all hand drawn. Damn. Because I dabbled in animation before, so I have a very small understanding of like how tedious it can be if you go like frame by frame. So the fact that it was like all hand drawn is ridiculously impressive. I don't know, man. I will say though, the one animation studio that did let me down was the people who did the One Punch Man season 3. That was such a letdown. All that hype behind it, because season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2, it was good, but you know, it had its fault, but it was still pretty good. And then we waited like 6 years for the third season, and we got that crap. That was just so disappointing. Anyways, now I'm sad. So, I'm gonna keep grinding. So that's kind of it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, and bye guys.